Hello all. Not exactly quite sure what this video is supposed to be. I don't know. I just have some words I felt I needed to share. For Honor is a game I've spent countless hours on, made dozens of friends along the way. I will always thank this game for that. Spending so many hours of my life scrimming, playing tournaments here and there, and now I've started casting tournaments for the game. Fortunately for the last while, the trend that has been going on with the game in terms of its balancing has kind of been driving me away from playing it, so I would like to ramble a bit on the matter if you will stick with me. Now, for a quick disclaimer, I don't mean any ill intent towards the devs. I have so many thanks to them for creating this amazing game, well, used to be amazing game, and I just really want it to get better. And I know they have a lot on their hands, so no ill intent towards them. So let's get started on this. Dominion, the most played game mode in all of For Honor, and also the main competitive format for those wishing for high-level gameplay. However, for the past while, it has been getting homogenized. It's been getting really dumbed down, and it has been honestly getting on my nerves for quite some time now. For starters, something any comp player knows is coming, the removal of the oh-so-great Defender Renown. For those of you who are not in the loop, there was a removed mechanic in the game where if you died on a point owned by the enemy, they would get more renown. This was to discourage people from brainlessly running onto points and having to think about where they ran to on the map. It also created nuance in gameplay, like purposely trying to roll off the point to die. But nowadays, even in high-level scrim sets and tournament gameplay with established players that are well-known, they will funnel it constantly onto the point, like it owes them lunch money or something. It's really bad. Now, this would be less of a problem if it weren't for the oh-so-controversial gank changes. Now, I'm not saying some ganks that used to happen weren't cringe. No, 100%. They were absolute turbo giga cancer. But there should be a punishment for just running willy-nilly into outnumbered situations. I mean, if you run into an outnumbered situation, I do think you should die. That is just my opinion. And this, combined with the Defender Renown changes, like, it's turned the game into an ape simulator. People running onto the point like they're zombies in 28 days later. Speaking of the gank changes, can we talk about how these changes have just nerfed characters that didn't need nerfing? I mean, if we look at it, these changes actually nerfed Centurion. So we're nerfing Centurion in 4v4s, but not the 1v1s game mode where he's actually oppressive. This also just completely killed him in 2v2s as well. It's lowered the skill ceiling of teamfighting so much these gank changes. Team play with confirming is basically non-existent at this point. One of my draws to the competitive play of For Honor was the potential for team play mid-fight. So many micro decisions you can make, and that's what made the game special. And, oh, now I'm gonna talk about this issue that just came up on my mind. The oh-so horrible guard on dodge changes. Everyone knows about it. It overnight changed characters from being balanced to brain rot broken, turbo cancer, while nerfing characters that did not need a nerf in the first place. Let's look at Shaolin. He used to be a quite fairly balanced character, except for maybe 1v1s you can very well argue, but after those guard dodge changes, he turned into an imbecilic spam on your external character because he just gets to take hard reads on you for free with his chi stance mix-up without any thought. Meanwhile, look at the opposite end of the spectrum. Warden got hard nerfed of all characters in 4v4s. These changes hurt him so heavily due to him not having a proper dodge attack. These changes to the core battle system of the game have lowered the skill ceiling and floor of teamfighting by an immense amount. No longer must you have to put thought into getting damage working with your teammates. Now you just pick a bash and dodgeable character, lock onto someone, and mash your face into the controller, and they have to take the hard read after hard read. I mean, like, look at this clip, for example. Credit to Barrack Eat of a high-level 2v2 scrim set from back in the day. Look at how much more calm it is. Look at the way they work together to get their damage. It's methodical. It takes brain. It's just very engaging for the brain, rather than the spam fest we have today. This is the For Honor I want to play. Now, let's take a look at another clip. Look at just how isolated the current team fighting is. It just feels so isolated. It looks like people taking their turn with their external mixes. They're not really working together. It's just whoever plays the external mix better. It is such a disappointing shift in gameplay. It saddens me to see it. Now on to my next topic. The developers have been on quite a downward spiral of balancing philosophy for the last several years. I mean, the power creep I have observed since 2021 has been so exponential, it has left me in utter awe. Look at the Dominion meta from the 2020 Dominion series. All these characters had defined weaknesses and strengths. Now, let's look at a meta not even that far ahead in the future from the 2021 Dominion Series Stage 2. I mean, look at them. You have Yīfū dodge canceling every attack into unblockables, Shigoki having an unpunishable side dodge headbutt into wide sweeping heavy damage unblockables while also having a good gank, Jun just swiping giant heavies all around the place with great feat uptime with his damage boosts and his phalanx for the map-wide shield. Not to mention, while, also having a hit stun resetting kick. You see how big of a jump that is from those characters from 2020? Now let's look at that 2021 meta we just looked at and take a look how these characters are faring today. Let's also add Griffin. He's also been a good character somewhere around those times. I mean, well, look at them! A lot of these characters have been pretty much strictly buffed. They're better than they were before. Yīfū and Jun, if anything, have been buffed. Let's look at Griffin. He has had hitbox increases, recovery buffs, better offensive pressure on his own in 1v1s. I mean, this character, on release, was in the meta, and he was in contention for nerfs. What do you think, he deserved the nerfs or not? He was on the board for nerfs and was a top 4 character in the game. I mean, look at how much better he is today. And guess what? He's not even the best character in the game either. That's the worst part. He's better than his 2020 counterpart, and he's not even the best character in the game, let alone... he's not even top 5. You just have Thanos walking around the Dominion match, and somehow Thanos with the Infinity Stones is not a top 5 character. Look at how insane the power creep has gone. When you make all these characters broken generalists that can do anything and everything decently well at the very least, it homogenizes the game. You can't have Shaman or Centurion, especially Sen with the gank changes and Shaman as well, compete in an environment where every character is just Thanos, dodge canceling around the map, swinging Empire State building heavy attacks for half of your health bar. Let's also talk about them randomly buffing characters for no reason. Look at Nabushi. Look at Nabushi. I mean, just those of you who know. She was being played way back in the day, and this was before she even had proper iframes on her dodge attack, and guess what? Randomly one day, they gave her iframes. This doesn't even fix her issue of 1v1 engagements and turns her into Thanos walking around the map, giving anyone who tries to teamfight her Omega Giga Turbo Cancer. Oh, also, let's take a look at Berserker. That change that they did to his dodge cancels was a total mishap, ruining the meta for way more than a year, I think.
Oh, wait, I can lock on a BP and dodge attack. Yep.
Not that good for me. Hey.
That's a you problem, I'm playing Zerg.
And then, instead of reverting the horrible change, they gut the character, and now he's trash! Berserker was a carefully crafted character with his health pool, dodge cancels on whiff. All of those aspects were kept into mind when crafting his character, and then they completely flipped the design on its head, not only homogenizing the character, removing what made him special, they made him batshit broken. Also, why does it take so long for some characters to get nerfed? How does it take 5 millennia for Orochi and Berserker to get nerfed, while Valk is good for 1 month, and they nuke the character to where only Antonio0075 can play the character? They've backed themselves into a corner with this hero design being so insane that anything that is not a carbon copy of this broken power creep is just terrible. It really wouldn't surprise me if they turned Shaman or Scent into one of these really broken characters in the future, and it will be sad. These hero design failures also circle back to the dumbing down of Dominion I mentioned earlier. No longer the days when characters had specific intended strengths and weaknesses. Now are the days where every character is just Thanos running around the map, being able to do everything, and, I mean, I don't know what to say at this point. And this will be the conclusion to this really jumbled mess of a rant video. Once again, I just want to say that I don't mean any ill intent to the devs. I really love the game they made. I just wish it was so much better than it is right now. I don't know, just following this game for these many years and just seeing it go down this badly, it's really saddening to me, and I know a lot of other people share this same feeling, and well, if you've managed to make it to the end of this really jumbled mess of a video, thank you. And, goodbye, I guess.